Hello students, today we will study about conditional constructs in Java. Now inside conditional constructs we are having two things. One is if-else statement, another one is switch case statement. Today we will concentrate on if-else statement. We will see different forms of if-else statement, and next day we will start switch case. I hope you all remember little bit about this if-else statement we have done in earlier class. We have done in class 8. Little bit of if-else part we have started. So what was the use of if-else statement? We were using if-else statement to check a condition. Yes. So whenever we are supposed to check a condition in our program, we need to take a decision. That time we will be using this if-else statement or switch case statement. Okay. Now, what is if statement? The purpose of the if statement is to make decisions and execute different parts of our program depending on a Boolean value, that is either true or false. The if statement has the following forms. Now, why we are talking about Boolean value? Because when we evaluate a condition, when we will evaluate it using an if statement, that condition is going to return us a value that is either in the form of true or false. Okay. Why true false? Because when we execute a condition, the answer can be either yes or no. Like, so when we say that, is it raining? So this is a condition, no? Is it raining? So the answer can be either yes or no. Now, the syntax of if-else statement, or the first thing that we'll see is only if statement. The syntax is if condition, and then if the condition is true, if the condition is satisfied, then the statements inside this if block will be executed. Now this is only if statement without any else. That means only if the condition is true. When we are checking a condition, only if the condition is true, then only it will give the result. If the condition is false, we'll ignore it. We won't get any output. We won't get any result. Next one. The next one is if-else statement. What is the syntax? If condition. Now, if the condition is true, that means which part will be evaluated? The part which is inside the if block. If my condition is true, the part which is inside the if block, that will be evaluated. So, if condition, then if condition is true, then evaluate this block, this if condition block. Okay. If my condition is false, then we will evaluate this else part. Here. Next one. Now, if-else statement we will use when we are having only one condition to check, and that can be resulting in either yes or no. Now, there is a small note for you all. That is, if the number of if clause is more than the number of else, then what will happen? Then we will get a dangling else problem. The number of if clause should not exceed the number of else clause, because it will result in dangling else problem. Okay. Now, in such case, what we can do? We can use this if else if construct. Okay. Now, what is this construct? If condition. Here we can have multiple conditions. Okay. If condition 1, that means if condition 1 is true, is satisfied, evaluate this block. Okay. If condition is false. If it is not satisfied, then come to this else part. Now this else part is having a condition. This else is with if. So else if. When we will come to the second condition, when the first condition is not satisfied. When the first condition is not satisfied, it will come to the second one, that is this else if part. Else if condition 2. Now if condition 2 is satisfied, it will evaluate this part. Okay, next one. If condition 2 is not satisfied, then it will come to the last else part and it will execute this else part. So this is if else statement. So what is happening here? We are having multiple conditions. We are having more than one condition. If condition 1 is true, it will evaluate this first if part. If condition 1 is false, then it will come to the second part and it will check the second condition. If the second condition is true, it will evaluate this part. Okay. If the second condition is false, then it will come to the else part. Right? Now, next one is nested if. What is nested if? If statement, one if statement inside another if statement is known as nested if. When an if statement is placed within another if statement, it is known as nested if. What is the syntax of nested if? If condition 1. See, if statement inside another if statement. This if statement is inside this first if statement. So this is nested if. One if inside another if. Now, if the first condition is satisfied, if the first condition is giving us the value true, then only it will get inside this second if statement. Okay, the second if statement is inside the block of first if statement. So this is nested if. Now, if condition 2 is satisfied, it will evaluate this if part. If the condition 2 is false, it will go to the else part. Now, this else part belongs to the inner if statement. Okay. If condition 1 is not satisfied, then it will come to the else part. This else part, which is outside the if block, first if block, and it will execute this statement. This is known as nested if. One if statement inside another if statement. Yes. Now next, based on this conditional construct of if else, we are having certain programs here. Now let us do these programs one by one. The first program is write a program to take a number as input and check whether it is even or odd number. Now, what is the condition to check whether a number is even or odd? If the number is completely divisible by 2, then the number is an even number. Otherwise, it is an odd number. Yes, so let's start it. Now, the first program. Okay, question number 1, what we have to do, we have to take a number as input. So, class name I have given as question 1, and then public void method name check, and here we are taking the number as input. One number we have to take as input, that will be of integer type. So, int n is my number. Now I am checking if n mod 2 equals to 0. Why n mod 2? Because modulus gives us the remainder. So if n modulus 2 is 0, that means if remainder is 0, when I am dividing a number by 2 and the remainder is 0, that means that number is completely divisible by 2. So what we can say, if n mod 2 equals to 0, then print system.out.println number is an even number. Else, if this condition is false, if n mod 2 is not equals to 0, then what we will do, we will come to the else part. Else part always evaluates when the condition is false. So else what we will print, the number is an odd number. Now let's check the code whether it is running or not. So no syntax error. Then right click, create the object. Again right click, void check int. This is our method name. Now let us give the number as 5. And let us check whether 5 is even number or odd number. Okay. Now what is the output we are getting? 5 is an odd number. Next one. Let me take another number as 4. And okay. So what is it showing the output? 4 is an even number. This was the program of even and odd number checking, whether the number is an even number or odd number. Now let us go to the next question. And the next question is, write a program to check whether a number is a single digit number, double digit number or triple digit number. So what we will do, we will take a number as input and then we will check whether it is of single digit, means having 1 digit, double digit means having 2 digits, and triple digit means having a 3-digit number. So we will check whether that number is what. Now, which one is a single digit number? The number which ranges from 0 to 9. Those are single digits number. Now 0 to 9 I have taken positive. You all can consider negative numbers also. From -1 to -9. So those will be single digit number. Double digit number means from 10 to 99. This is the range of numbers. Same for negative numbers also. Triple digit number means from 100 to 999. Okay. This is the range for checking whether a number is a triple digit number or not. Now let us see the program. The class name I have given as question number 2. A public void, again I have given the method name as check and I am taking the number as input. So int n. Now I am checking if n is greater than equals to 0 and n less than equals to 9. Why I have used n here? Because my both of these relations has to be satisfied. Both the conditions has to be satisfied. That is, if n is greater than 0 and n is less than 9, then only I can say it is a single digit number. So both of these conditions has to be true. That is why AND operator is used. Or n less than 0 and n greater than -9. This checking I have done for negative numbers. N less than 0 and n greater than equals to -9. If this condition is satisfied, both these conditions are satisfied, then it will be again a single digit number. Now you'll see these two conditions are joined using this OR operator. Why I am using OR operator? Because if any one of these two conditions are true, then it will print the output as single digit number. So either of the conditions has to be satisfied. That is why OR operator I have given. Why? Because this one I am checking for positive numbers, this one I am checking for negative numbers. So if either one of these conditions is true, then my output will be true. That means it will print is a single digit number. If these conditions are false, the first condition is false, then what it will do? it will go to the else part. Now inside here in else part we are having else if. Why? Because we are having multiple conditions here. One for checking single digit, one for checking double digit, another one for checking triple digit. So multiple conditions are there. That's why we will use if else if statement. The next condition is if n greater than equals to 10 and n less than equals to 99, or n less than equals to minus 10 and n greater than equals to minus 99, then we will print is a double digit number. The third condition is if n greater than equals to 100 and n less than equals to 99, or n less than equals to minus 100 and n greater than equals to minus 99, then it will print it is a triple digit number. Else, if none of these three conditions are satisfied, then what will happen? Then what will we say? It is a number which is having more than 3 digits. Okay, so why we are using here and why we are using here or, I hope this is clear to you all. And we are using because here we need to satisfy both the conditions. My both the conditions has to be true, then only I can say it is a single digit number. And or I am using here because if any one of these two conditions is satisfied, if any one of these two conditions is true, then we can say it is a single digit number. Here once we are checking for positive numbers and once we are checking for negative numbers. So if any one of the conditions is true, then we can say it is a single digit number. Here we don't have to use AND operator. Don't use AND operator. If we will use AND operator here, the entire thing is going to be wrong. That time what the compiler will check? The compiler will check whether both of these two conditions are true or not. If both the conditions will result in true, then only it will print. But that is not our logic. Our logic is what? We are checking for once positive number, once for negative number. So if any one of these two conditions are satisfied, we will get the result. That's why we are using OR. Now let us check the output. No syntax error. Create the object and enter the number. Let me enter the number as 56. So what should be the result? It is a double digit number. 56 is a double digit number. Okay, one more output. Let me check. Let me give the value as minus 765 and okay. So minus 765 is a triple digit number. How many digits are there? 3 digits. So triple digit number. Okay. So this was question number 2 to check whether a number is single digit number, double digit number or a triple digit number. Then the next question. The next question is question number 3. Write a program to take a number as input, and if it is a 3-digit number, then check whether the sum of the first and last digit of that number is divisible by 5 or not. So what we have to do? First we have to take a number as input. After taking the number as input, we have to check whether it is a 3-digit number or not. Now in the last program only we have seen the logic to check whether a number is a 3-digit number or not. So if it is a 3-digit number, then again one condition we have to check. What is the condition? That whether the sum of the first digit of that number and the last digit of that number is divisible by 5 or not. So if one condition is satisfied, then we are going to the next condition. That means this is a nested if problem. Okay, so let us see the program. You see, class name as we'll give the class name. I have given question number 3, public void check int n. The number I've taken as input is n. Now I've declared 3 variables. Int fd. Fd will store the first digit of the number. LD will store the last digit of the number. And S is going to store the sum of the first digit and last digit. Then, this is my first condition which I have to check that whether the number is a 3-digit number or not. So, if n is greater than equals to 100 and n less than equals to 999, or this is for negative number, n less than equals to 100 and n greater than equals to minus 999. Then if these conditions are satisfied, that means it is a 3-digit number. So I will get inside this if statement. Now after getting inside this if statement, I am just printing that n is a 3-digit number. Then what we have to do? We have to extract the last digit of n. For example, if my number is 756, then what is the last digit of 756? 6 is the last digit. So how to extract that 6 from 756? That is modulus 10. If I write number modulus 10, this will give you the last digit of the number. So to extract the last digit of the number, I have written n mod 10. Now I am getting the last digit inside LD. Next what I have to do, I have to extract the first digit of the number. That is, if my number is 756, I have to extract 7 from there. So how to extract 7 from there? What I'll do, I'll divide the number by 100. Why 100? How many digits are there in that number? 3 digits. So by what we have to divide the number? N by 10 to the power total number of digits in that number minus 1. So here how many digits are there? 3 digits are there. So n by 10 to the power 3 minus 1, that is 2. So n by 10 square means 100. So this will give you the first digit of the number. So if I write 756 divided by 100, what it will give? 100 sevens are 700. Okay, remainder is 56 and quotient is 7. That is my first digit. And we know that this division operator gives us the quotient. So we are getting the first digit from the number as 7. Then what we have to do? We have to find the sum. So sum equals to first digit plus last digit. Now I have to check whether this sum is divisible by 5 or not. Again, how to check whether this sum is divisible by 5 or not? If sum modulus 5 equals to 0, that means sum is divisible by 5, completely divisible by 5. So if s mod 5 equals to 0, then print sum of the first and last digit of the number, that is n, is, I am printing the sum here. This is the sum which is stored inside s, which is divisible by 5. Now this print statement you all can write in your own way. You all can directly write that sum is divisible by 5. I have written it in this way. Else, if sum modulus 5 is not equals to 0, if the condition is false, then what we will print? Sum of the first and last digit of the number is not divisible by 5. Now this was the inner if else statement. Next, again we are getting one else statement. This else statement is for the outer if. first if statement. So if this condition is not satisfied, that means if it is on not a 3-digit number, then what we will print? We will come to the else part and we will print it is not a 3-digit number. And if it is not a 3-digit number, that means these calculations are not required, so we will not get inside this if statement. Okay, so what we are doing in the beginning, we are checking a condition whether the number is a 3-digit number or not. If it is a 3-digit number, then we will go for the rest of the calculations and then we will check another condition inside this if statement. So this is known as nested if. One if statement inside another if statement. Now let us check the output. No syntax error? There. Create the object and let me give a number as 5672. Let me see what is the output. How many digits we have taken? We have taken 4-digit number. So, okay. What it is showing? 5672 is not a 3-digit number. That means it will not do the rest of the calculations. And let me take a 3-digit number. So 5, 6, and then 2. Let us check whether the first digit and the last digit, sum of the first digit and last digit is divisible by 5 or not. We click on OK. Sum of the first digit and last digit of 562 is 7, which is not divisible by 5. Okay. So this was question number 3. Now let us go to question number 4. Now question number 4 is write a program to accept a number and check whether the number is divisible by 2 and 5. That means the first condition is number has to be divisible by 2 and 5, both the numbers. Second condition, whether the number is divisible by 2 but not by 5. Second condition is what? The number has to be divisible by 2 but the number is not divisible by 5. And the third condition is whether the number is divisible by 5 but not by 2. Okay. So I have to check these 3 conditions. Now let us check. So class question number 4, void check, number I have taken as n. Now the first condition was number is divisible by 2 and number is divisible by 5. That means by both the conditions has to be satisfied. That is the number has to be divisible by 2 and by 5. So if n mod 2 equals to 0 and n mod 5 equals to 0, that means I can say that the number is divisible by 2 and 5 both. So instead of AND operator, if I write OR, then what will happen? Then if the number is either divisible by 5 or either divisible by 2, if any one of the conditions is true, it will show the result as the number is divisible by 2 and 5. Okay. Next one. Else if second condition, number is divisible by 2 but the number is not divisible by 5. So what we will check? N mod 2 equals to 0 and n mod 5 not equals to 0. Then print n is divisible by 2 but not by 5. Next one. Else if number is divisible by 5 but not by 2. So if n mod 5 equals to 0 and n mod 2 not equals to 0, then we will print number is divisible by 5 but not by 2. And since my both the conditions has to be satisfied, both the conditions has to be true, that's why we are using here AND operator. Okay, now let us check the result. Okay, let me take the number as first 10. Okay, so 10 is divisible by 2 and 5. Next number let me take as 35. Divisible by 5 but not by 2. Another number let me take as 14. So divisible by 2 but not by 5. Okay. So this was the question and this was the output. Now let us go to the next question. The next question is, a cloth showroom has announced the following festival discount on the purchase of items based on the total cost of the items purchased. Now, based on the total cost of the items purchased, the showroom has decided to give a discount. So, the range is given here for the total cost. Now, if total cost is less than equals to 2000, then 5% discount will be given on the total cost. If the total cost is from 2001 to 5000 rupees, then 25% discount. If the total cost is within the range of 5001 to 10,000, then 35% discount. And above 10,000, 50% discount. What you all have to do, you all have to write a program to input the total cost. Because based on this total cost, we will be doing the calculations. So we have to take the total cost as input and input the total cost to compute and display the amount to be paid by the customer after availing the discount. So what we have to do, we have to compute the amount that is to be paid by the customer after availing the discount. Now, for that we have to calculate the discount also. Let us see the program. So, that's question number 5, public void check in C. C is the total cost. Now, double discount variables I have declared here. One DIS is discount and int is the amount to be paid after availing the discount. So the first condition is, if total cost is less than equals to 2000 rupees, then discount percentage was 5%. So discount equals to total cost into 500, that is 5% of total cost. Else if the second condition, if the total cost is greater than equals to 2001 and total cost less than equals to 5000, then discount is 25%. So discount equals to total cost into 25 by 100. Else if total cost greater than equals to 5001 and total cost less than equals to 10,000, then discount is 35%. So discount equals to total cost into 35 by 100. Else, the last condition, that is above 10,000 rupees. So discount will be 50%, that is total cost into 50 by 100. Now here I have only written else. Okay, because no more conditions are there. That is the last condition. And if you all want, you all can use here else if also. Okay, since the range is not given there, the ending range is not given there, it is only given above 10,000. So I have used here else. If you all want, you all can use here else if also. You all can write here else if total cost greater than equals to or greater no, above 10,000, so greater than 10,000. Okay, if you want, you can write this also. Otherwise, you can only write else. This indicates that it is above 10,000. Then discount is 50%, and then we have to calculate the total amount. The total amount will be total cost minus discount price. So this is the discounted price, DIS. It's compiled. No syntax error. Now let us check the result. Create the object. Okay. Now let me give the total cost as 3,500. Okay. The total cost is 3,500. Discount is 875, and the amount to be paid is 2,625. So total cost, this means 3,500 means it is coming inside this range 2,000 to 5,000. That means 25% discount. So 25% of 3,500 is 875, and after deducting it from the total cost, we are getting the amount to be paid, that is 2,625. Now this is how you have to write the program when you are using if-else statement and different ranges are given. When multiple conditions are given like this, you have to use this if-else statement. Okay. So with this, today we'll end our class here, and next day we will start switch case statement. Thank you.